Cornell notes today as you are finishing up Act 2 or kind of moving to the next component of Act 2. So let me show you the agenda for today. Obviously, you can look at the agenda in your slides. Hopefully you already have. But what I want you to do is I want you to take Cornell notes on dramatic devices. Obviously, if you're watching the video, you're doing the right thing. Your character worksheet is due by the end of class. That's Romeo on one side, Juliet on the other side, really thinking through those things. And then task 2.4 is due by the next class. So please make sure that you complete that task and then listen to the audio of Act 2, Scene 3. So I tell you in the slides where that audio begins and kind of where you need to start, okay? Let's start with your Cornell notes just briefly. I need you to write down these elements of drama. So there are 6 elements of drama that you're going to jot down. Drama is stage production. So that can also include like film theater, but anytime theater occurs, these are some of the elements that are brought into the drama. So the first thing obviously are our characters, and the character list in the front of the book explains who those people are so that you know. Obviously dialogue as well. So when people are talking back and forth to one another in the play, that is dialogue. And the dialogue helps us understand and moves the plot forward. The concept, obviously, of plot, you already know that, which is the development of the story from beginning, middle, and end, and usually involves conflict and increasing tension. And then these are the fun ones. So this is where it transitions in my mind from like any piece of fiction or literature to the specific components of drama. So stagecraft is the construction of sets and props and costumes and lighting that allow us to understand a story better. So how are the characters dressed? And how does that help us understand who they are? How is the stage set? Is it one level, multiple levels? Is it bright or dark or colorful? Is it, set in the olden days, kind of like the film of Romeo and Juliet we have, or is it modern like the other film? So that is the stagecraft kind of stuff. And those decisions help impact the storytelling. And all of that is done by, directors and costumers and all of these people who help to tell the story better using all of the visuals and sounds and things like that. Yeah. So then we have music, and you guys know the power of music. You're such a musical generation by nature. So music can be used also to set the stage, set the tone, impact the mood of the piece. Okay. And then finally, direction. When we're reading a play, one of the things that's unique is we're given stage direction. So we're told that characters come in and characters go out. We're told that characters move to this side of the stage or that side of the stage. We're given some direction about how they speak. So this is direction, how the characters move around and or how they speak their lines, how they use their facials, all of those things to communicate meaning. So these are all of the primary elements of drama, okay? Now I'm going to give you some very specific techniques that are used in theater and especially by Shakespeare. So the first word is soliloquy, right here and right here, soliloquy. A soliloquy is delivered by one character while that character is alone on the stage. Or if you're thinking of film or TV, by one character, that character's alone in a space, kind of contemplating and speaking out loud his or her thoughts. And then it provides us insight into the character's thoughts, emotions, and motives for action. So it really helps us understand the characters in a better way because they're speaking their thoughts out loud. So, for example, but soft, what light through yonder window breaks is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Oh, arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon who's already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, Heart far more fair than she. You might hear the motif in there of sun and moon and sun, which we talked about, and light the other day when you did your motif notes. So, excuse me, guys. This is Romeo, and Romeo's standing by himself looking up at the balcony with Juliet and, excuse me, making some observations about her. So we're getting kind of his inner monologue in that moment, and that is what a soliloquy, that's what that is. Okay, here's one more technique, and then you're going to be finished with your notes. An aside. An aside is a very specific device that's used. An aside is where, hold on one second. An aside is where words are spoken by a character on stage, and they're heard by the audience, but not by the other characters. Similar to a soliloquy, they give us insight into what the character's thinking. However, it's a little bit different because we are allowed as the audience to be a part of their process. They break what's called the fourth wall and they talk to us. So let me show you a really quick example from a TV show that my girls really liked when they were younger. Okay. This show is called Stuck in the Middle, and this kid's name is Riley.
Big day, Mom. Harley, how'd you find me?
Oh, sorry, Harley, my bad.
Same way I found you yesterday behind the dryer.
Your inventions
Jenna
are
Ortega,
killing me,
you might
kid.
know her from Wednesday.
Oh, come on. Who left the jelly open? It's in my hair.
Yep, that's my...
Oh, it's actually funny because right when Harley turned to talk to us is the aside. So she is talking to us as an
mom,
audience.
squatting on a can of corn in the closet. When you have 7 kids and want some peace, this is what happens.
But her mom in that moment cannot hear her, and then she goes back to talking to her mom. So an aside is that action of turning away from the whatever's going on in the actual story, speaking directly to the audience, and then coming back. Okay, so what Harley just did is called an aside. Okay, so these are the notes on aside that you can copy down. Now, what I need you to do is I want you to listen to the audiobook. So you're going to be able to click on, I think, that link. Oh, I might have to fix that link for you. Click on the link, start at 1959, and then you'll be able to listen to the audiobook. The audiobook of Act 2, Scene 3 is only about 7 minutes long, so it won't take you very long. And then finally, what I want you to make sure that you do is there is a lesson, do task 2.4 by the time you come to class next time. However, friends, you have got to get that character worksheet done today and get that turned in today. It is an expectation that you give that to the sub before you leave, okay? If you have any questions, you're welcome to email me or just wait and hold on to them until I see you on Monday and Tuesday. All right, bye guys.